All right, good evening. We're going to call the August regular Board of Education meeting to order. And we'll start with a recitation of our vision statement. Every school will be a thriving school that prepares every student to graduate from high school, college, career, and community ready. Tonight, we'd like to ask for a moment of silence for our district to recognize the passing of Luke Dybel, who was a rising second grader at Midvale Elementary School. Luke is remembered as someone who was a hard worker, who loved basketball. He is remembered as a sweet and loving boy who everyone loved to be with. His smile always lit up the room. He was a great and caring friend, and he is already deeply missed. Luke's passing has taken a significant toll on so many students and staff in the Midvale community, and we remember them tonight. Please join me in participating in a moment of silence in honor of Luke. Thank you. We will move into our public input. There were no written statements submitted for this meeting. And I believe we have no online registered speakers, so we will go with our in-person registered speakers. And we have 2 speakers. Our first speaker is Del Underbaki. And good evening, Del. I know that you're here often, but just as a reminder for the public, you have 3 minutes, and we have a clock up here that will count down once you start. As a reminder, there's a little black box on the podium that starts with the green light. When you get to 30 seconds, it will turn yellow, and then it will go to red. If you're still finishing your thought, I'll, certainly have you go a few seconds over to finish your thought. But if you can, please keep your comments to 3 minutes, it's appreciated. Thank you.
Tonight's agenda includes slideshow updates on the district improvement plans. The presentation assures our continuous improvement initiative will focus on our most marginalized students. It highlights the need for direct interactions in order to learn about the stakeholder experience. There is promise in a statement that recognizes the need to connect with those with the most barriers to voice. I believe we all realize these voices are those of our most marginalized. As part of the August 5th panel presentation, I heard acknowledgement of the need to go to them. When listening to the discussion, I wondered if the emphasis on family engagement documented in the DIP will be carried through as a priority in SIP frameworks. 2023 achievement and graduation updates expose the disproportionate number of our students of color and students without intellectual disabilities who are prematurely being encouraged to accept high school diplomas without reading proficiency. This data extends a trajectory of disproportionate outcomes that was present long before COVID impacted our lives. In the midst of all the complexity, there needs to be a systemic intolerance for this pattern of educational injustice. In 2023, only 8% of our 8th graders identified as Black and 15% identifying as Hispanic were prepared for 9th grade credit acquisition and achievement challenges with proficient levels of reading. In 2023, more than 90% of Black graduates and 85% of Hispanic graduates earned the required credits and accepted diplomas without achieving proficient levels of literacy. Could this trajectory of achievement be an influencing factor in what has been discussed as human patterns? As part of the August 5th responses, I heard leadership warn against pushing students on to the next thing. When monitoring of a student's achievement across time, are we sharing specific literacy achievement findings with students and their families? As part of our implementation accountability, are we explicitly highlighting literacy as a critical component in academic, career, and post-secondary transition planning? If not, why not? As part of our predictive outcomes data analysis, are we acknowledging the consequences of high school completion without achieving proficient levels of literacy? Are we considering the links in our data that extend far beyond our 4-year graduation goals into the realities of post-secondary outcomes? I was pleased to see the North Star included as a part of our strategic framework. I continue to hope we will begin to assure a literacy-grounded North Star promise for each of our MMSD graduates. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Andrea Missarelli.
And go. Hi, everyone. I'm here to speak on the salary compression first. This newly discovered $30 million in the Fund 10 budget that was at your last operational meeting would be perfect amount that you guys could put towards the compressions to fix both of them. It also would be very great to put towards the 4.12% COLA as well. There's no surprise on my face that we found all this extra money. The surprise is it comes this late in time when we've been asking about it all summer long and conveniently after bargaining is over. The compressions isn't very hard to figure out. We can help you as well with it. We have plenty of videos and pamphlets on it to figure out, as long as you know when people were hired in your database dates. There's an easy way on knowing over the years what happened to our contracts and what happened to our salary scales. So it would be really great if the board decides to prioritize that in it. Second, I'd like to speak on our middle school hours. Since COVID, middle school students have been going to school longer than our high school students. Why? Because of busing. Busing shouldn't determine what's best for our students. It should be us putting our students first, not the busing. First Student promised 1-tier bus schedule. Well, we know that ain't happening. We're on 3 tiers. They promised electric buses. I haven't seen one driving around when I'm out on the road. In the whole month of May for my school last year, the bus was still over 25 minutes late daily for that whole month. It's not because of the weather or traffic. There were no accidents. There is no reason that our schedule should be based off the buses. It should be based off what's best for our students. Even with our schedules, our contract time goes to 4:30, but we have students where the bell rings at 4:25. Some of you have middle school students, and I can't get students on the bus within 5 minutes, let alone even out of my classroom. Nor is that what's best for our students who are building relationships, who might have questions they want answered, or personal problems or other things happening. Same with the busing schedule in the morning. A lot of students we know have anxiety and other issues that they know it's really hard to get from the bus time to the lunchroom and to class on time. We need to do what's best for our students first and get another bus company or hold them accountable or find some other alternatives to make this work, because our students, our middle schools deserve better. They feel like they've been left out. Thank you.
Thank you to our speakers. All right, we'll next go to our approval of the minutes. I move that the Board of Education approve the minutes from the regular meeting dated July 29th, 20.
Second, Nikki Vandermeulen.
Any corrections or comments on the minutes? All right, all those in favor, Megan, your advisory vote? Sorry. All right, all those in favor, aye. All right, those abstaining or opposed? Abstaining. All right, thank you. That passes 6-0-1. All right, for the board president's announcements and reports, myself and Vice President Pearson will share, and I'll start us off with a welcome to the 2024-2025 school year. The Board of Education would like to welcome new and returning staff, students, and families to the 2024-25 school year. To our students and families, we are excited to see you in our classrooms and our learning spaces, and cannot wait for you to explore your dreams and passions. And to our staff, thank you, thank you, thank you for helping to create a community where everyone is welcomed, belongs, and thrives.
Yay, give it up for 2024-2025 school year. Woo. Okay, so referenda 2024, there are 10 community engagement sessions that will be held over the next few weeks to share school-specific details with the upcoming facilities and operations referenda. We need your input to shape the future of our schools. The sessions are as follows, beginning at 6 p.m. and will be held at these locations. Thursday, August 29th, Black Hawk Middle School, Gompers Elementary. Thursday, August 29th, Anana Elementary. Tuesday, September 10th, Shabazz High School, Sherman Middle School. Wednesday, September 11th, Senate Middle School. Thursday, September 12th, open community session that will be held at East Madison Community Center. Tuesday, September 17th, Crestwood Elementary. Wednesday, September 18th, open community session at the Goodman Community Center. Thursday, September 19th, Cherokee Middle School. Tuesday, September 24th, open community session at Badger Rock Neighborhood Center. Wednesday, September 25th, open community session, Elverd Park Neighborhood Center. Thursday, September 26th, Toki Middle School, Orchard Ridge Elementary. Please come and learn more about the proposed improvements and share your thoughts on how we can best support our schools. More information can be found at mmsd.org/referenda. That's REFERENDA.
And we also want to take a moment to have another acknowledgement. In tonight's consent agenda, the board would like to acknowledge and thank all individuals and organizations that have donated to the district. And we'd like to recognize the Wisconsin Department of Public Education for its gifted and talented student education program grant in the amount of $62,739. MMSD will use these funds to support the language, traditions, and culture of the Hmong community through performing and visual arts and identity strengths to support literacy, learning through language, reading cultural stories, and engaging in dance, art, and music. This is amazing. And that concludes our reports. I will now turn it on over to our superintendent, Dr. Gothard, for your announcements and reports.
Thank you, President Nichols, members of the board, Student Rep Fernando. It's great to be with you tonight to celebrate the opening of our school year. So people, purpose, and pride, you are now seeing that on t-shirts around the district. Nope, that's okay. It's perfect. I'm working on my choreography, everyone, I promise. But this has been really a nice way to bring us together as a district and as a community. And I'm reminded of that this week. And actually the last couple of weeks, we had our Leadership Institute bringing our leaders together for some really deep, impactful work. And what was different about this one for me is having been through several of these, both here in MMSD and other places, is teacher leaders were present with their administrative teams. And that brings a whole different level of collaboration and purpose to those meetings. So it was just a really great job by all involved in the team. who organized that. It was just a wonderful week in Leadership Institute. Last week, we welcomed back new educators as well. So I think 306 or so on that Tuesday. And just so everyone can be aware, new educators are everyone from brand new, first time, first job, to I met someone who for 20 years has taught in another district and is now coming to Madison. And I will tell you that the excitement in each of those individuals was equal. It really was. It wasn't, though I've done this 20 years, it was, this is new to me and I'm so excited and grateful to be here. So really an exciting time. We did that at Val Phillips Memorial High School. We'll get to the renovations in a minute as I end today, but to have that space opened up and be so welcoming, again, can't say enough about that event. There have also been many, many, many welcome back events this week. I know the heat is getting in the way of some of them as we speak and into tomorrow. So I apologize on behalf of Mother Nature for that, but just know that our school staff are back and they're really gearing up for our families and for our students and feeling really grateful for the start of the school year. So I'd like to also mention that last month we talked about August 30th, a big symbolic day for the Madison Metropolitan School District. As you know, in 2020, this community approved a $317 million referendum to renovate our 4 comprehensive high schools, including Capitol High School and building Southside Elementary. And Friday, we're going to culminate the renovations at the 4 comprehensive high schools. In fact, we're going to do it 4 times, different times throughout the day, have ribbon cutting ceremonies. And these will also be open events to the public. A great time to come out and check out all, as I've told people, you can come to all of them, but you certainly might have a school or two that are special to you. Either you attended there, you have children there, you live in the community, but we truly invite everyone to come on and come out with us. Staff will be there to celebrate the 2020 referenda. And again, those ribbon cuttings are all online. You can find the schedule, so please check them out. The work is truly a reflection of what Madison residents have always said about the importance of public education. We support our students, we support our staff, we support our community. And it makes me feel so good going into the school year that we can open it with this celebration, with the support of the community. So again, I can't help, being here now for a few months, expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the Madison community. And I know it's felt by our board colleagues and certainly the staff who are here with me today, who have worked really hard to make these projects come to fruition and be ready to share with our school communities next week with everyone, students coming back. So again, a wonderful way to reconnect. I think we've got a video that we're going to share with you in a minute about those renovations. So La Follette, East, West, Memorial in that order throughout the day on Friday the 30th. Again, we welcome you to join us and know that this is just the first large step in truly making Madison a destination city, and with that, making MMSD a destination school district as well. Cannot help but once again, thank the Madison community, thank the Board of Education for guiding this really important work, and onward and upward for the start of the school year. That concludes my report, President Nichols.
Love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Gothard. I always love seeing the drone photos and seeing the construction over time. and really excited for the ribbon cuttings this week. So thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our report on items that proceeded through the instruction work group held on August 5th, 2024, and I'll pass it over to Chair Muldrow.
Thank you so much, Board President Nichols. We really honed in and focused on the scope and sequence for the entire school year. So what we'll be doing with our instruction work group over the school year that is 2024, 2025, as well as kind of deep diving our district improvement plan, our school improvement plans, and our central office department improvement plans, which is a new variation of improvement plans that we got to be introduced to by our superintendent. Looking to the month of September, we have what should be a rather brief agenda. We'll be looking at the results for students for 2023-2024 school year, as well as a charter proposal.
Thank you so much, Chair Muldrow. For the report on items that proceeded through the operations work group held on August 12th, 2024, I had the good fortune of chairing that meeting. We covered transportation, so we had an update from First Student. We went through our unaudited financials and received an update on our Fund 10 balance. We continue to have some conversations around our budgeting process, moving us towards our next budget in October and November, thinking about kind of a passing referenda budget. And then if we do not have a passing referenda budget, and we also had an update about our facilities planning. We also discussed our scope and sequence for the year and provided some feedback there. So then in terms of our next operations work group, I'll pass it back to Chair Castro.
Thank you. So our next work group will be September 16th, where we will continue to have conversations about cash flow. We will discuss the two options for the budget and the amendment process. We'll talk about 2024, 2025 student registrations as well.
Thank you, Chair Castro. We had no action items in either of the work groups, and so there are no action items coming out of that tonight. So I'll move us into our consent agenda. I move that the Board of Education adopt and approve all of the motions set forth in Section 10 electronic agenda prepared for the August 26, 2024 regular school board meeting, exactly as said motions are written. By voting affirmatively on this motion, a board member expresses his, her, or their affirmative vote on each of the motions consolidated hereby, subject to any express separations that have been made by any member of the school board.
Second, Maya.
Are there any separation? All right, seeing and hearing none. All those in favor, aye. Megan, your advisory vote. All right, thank you. That passes 7-0. All right, we will now move into other reports to the board. For our city county schools collaborative committee, we had Dr. Gothard attend the meeting on August 14th to introduce himself to the committee. We continued to have some follow-up conversation from our July meetings, which were really focused on MMSD and city budget presentations. And we started to talk a little bit about the remaining topics for 2024. Excuse me. Our proposed next committee meeting date is September 25th, which is a little later than it normally is, but the counties is also starting to move forward with some budget development, and so we needed to find a new date. I'll move on to Student Senate. Megan.
Student Senate did not have any meetings for the month of August, but we are looking forward to our first meeting on September 11th.
Thank you. Madison School and Community Recreation Advisory Committee, Board Member Mosner Feltham.
You. The next meeting of the MSCR Advisory Committee is Wednesday, September 18th. Some news from the world of MSCR. The MSCR Middle School team kicked off the school year last week with dedicated MSCR site directors at all of our MMSD middle schools starting in their new roles. Super exciting. MSCR is hiring for after-school programs at all levels. Please spread the word so that we can engage as many kids in out-of-school time programming as possible. And MSCR had more than 9,000 registrations for fall community programs in the last 2 weeks since registration started.
Thank you. And I see that the Policy Committee and the Board Governance Committee, neither of those have reports for this month, so I'll move us into other business. So we have self-insured workers' compensation resolution. I move that the Board of Education approve a proposed resolution reestablishing the MMSD self-insured workers' compensation program as set forth in the document prepared for the regular Board of Education meeting dated August 26, 2024.
Second, Maya.
Any questions or discussion? Board Member Mosner Feltham.
Thanks. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that Wisconsin was the first state to have a mandatory workers' comp law in 1911.
Thank you for that, Blair. All right, seeing no other questions or hands raised or questions or comments. All those in favor? Aye. All right, that's 7. Megan, your advisory vote. All right, that passes 7-0. And with that, our August business is concluded. So I thank you, Board Member Vandermeulen.
Second, Maya.
All right, all those in favor of adjournment? Aye. Megan, how about you? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.